it was sort of a shock that foreclosure this coming Monday. Maybe I need to start throwing a lot of stuff away and spend the weekend figuring out where I can move to. And like, wow, things are really in my face to get out of this house.
Stephen Pohorsky has lived at his home in Fraser Park for almost 13 years. He now faces the threat of foreclosure by the same servicer that almost foreclosed on the Yu family in Saugus back in February.
Shellpoint has repeatedly refused to return phone calls. They have repeatedly lost paperwork. They have repeatedly denied that we made certain calls, denied that we sent them paperwork, all of which we have proof for and are easy to demonstrate. But this is what Shellpoint does. This is clearly operating procedure for them. They lose paperwork. They deny they ever got paperwork. They're sort of like the worst kid in a fourth grade class who always claims that the dog ate their homework.
Richard believes that the latest foreclosure notice is an act of retribution against him at Stephen's expense.
Shellpoint's not alone in this. This is the way servicers behave. Shellpoint is particularly bad, and I think in this case, because of what happened with the U's, I think the two are tied together. And I think that this is unfortunately retribution for the mistake that they made on that file and the embarrassment that they had to suffer because of that mistake. Because they had intended to foreclose on that house, because that house had equity in it, and they didn't have the right to do so.
Just like with the U's, Stephen's foreclosure was postponed at the last minute after calls made by KHTS requesting comment for this story.
This is ridiculous. Their modus operandi is they drag their feet, they don't do their job, and then they blame the client for taking too long. I've been doing short sales for a long, long time. I have never seen a file with this many obstacles that were not disclosed to us. They disclose them at the last minute as if they were impossible to fulfill. We find a way to fulfill it, and then they come up with another obstacle.
As for Stephen, he says he's relying on his faith to get him through these tough times.
God is in control. I'm confident God wants to work things for good because that's what's promised in the Bible.
Melissa Lampert, KHTS Features.